Hey everybody, it's me, the Real King of BC, and today I just wanted to talk about the whole narrative around gaming being dead. Um, okay, this is going to be a bit of a different video from what I usually do, but it's not really too far off from my more recent videos. Um, for years, I've actually been hearing people say that gaming is dead, or it's dying, or something ridiculous like that. Now, this is a ridiculous notion. It's a pretty awful narrative, especially since video games have become even more popular. They've actually gotten into the mainstream. Nowadays, video games are way more popular than ever, and practically everybody is playing video games. Um, So I do think it's a bit ridiculous, and by a bit I mean completely ridiculous, that people keep saying that gaming is dead when it's clearly not. Sure, there have been a couple of hiccups the past decade, and not every video game out there has necessarily been perfect. Heck, some have been straight up duds or even disappointments. If you know any, please list them in the comments. But I do think it's like a huge exaggeration to say that gaming as a whole is dead just because of a few bad games here and there, and so on, or or a couple unfinished games here or there from big AAA studios and so on and so forth, or heck, even AA studios from time to time. It's a huge exaggeration, and I'm probably um, I'm probably not in the minority when I think this, but I think it's actually no. I'm definitely not in the minority when I think this, but um, a lot of people nowadays, when they look at modern gaming, as they call it, because it's gaming in the modern day, they see it as a whole negative. A lot of people just like to look at the negatives. They don't like to look at the positives, or heck, even the neutral stuff. Right. There have been a lot of actually good things that have been happening besides the bad stuff that's been happening in gaming the past decade. Not everything is good, not everything is bad, and some stuff is just okay, right? Like whatever. I wanna point out that gaming has always been this way. There has always been bad games. There's always been good games, and there's always been mediocre slash just okay games. That's always how it is. There have always been disappointing games, and there have always been unfinished games. However, a lot of people have been getting um, understandably upset over back-to-back AAA games not being very finished or well optimized, and I can definitely get behind that. Oh, sure, I can definitely get behind that. Because honestly, I'd be mad about that too, man. I mean, I'm not mad about it, but it's incredibly understandable to be upset over it. These companies get paid millions and millions of dollars, and I'm talking about the AAA companies here, to make these games, make them decent, and yet half the time they don't always come out that way. Again, unfinished games have always been a thing. This is nothing new, but it's a bit worrying that it's been happening back to back just a little bit. Now, while that's understandable, I do like to point out that there have actually been multiple actually good and actually really well made games from AAA studios or indie studios or AA studios or single A studios. Um, right, whatever. Um, there have been plenty of actually good AAA games or even really good indie games, and heck, even indie games have been getting more popular nowadays, which is what I like. I like rooting for the little guy, and I do like the fact that indie games nowadays are getting their shine as they should. Sure, there's a lot of not so good indie games out there, but there are a good amount of actually really good indie games out there. They definitely exist. Not every indie game is great. I don't want to give you that false hope or that false notion. There are actually a good amount of bad indie games out there, but obviously there are, right, but of course there's a couple really good indie games. So yeah, um, but yeah, I don't want to say that every modern video game has necessarily been bad, but of course everybody in the gaming media will exaggerate that because of course they will, and I'm not gonna say it's a mob mentality. If you can't, right, if you think it is, then that's fine. But I don't want to just accuse the gaming community of being a mob. Sure, there have been multiple times where I have not agreed with the video game community, and multiple times where they're just exaggerating and they say a game is really bad, but it's not as bad as it really is. It's probably just mediocre, okay, but because they're looking for those easy clicks and those easy views, and I'm not saying everybody's doing this. There's still a there's still a good amount of people that do it. But yeah, they exaggerate how bad it really is, and it just comes off as disingenuous. It's really annoying when it keeps happening multiple times. It's been happening more often than not. Like there's actually a couple games that people have said that are horrible that I don't even think are that bad. There are far worse games out there, far worse. But no, let's just exaggerate all the way to you know what and make it seem way worse than what it really is, right? Let's just do that. Uh, Again, there's gonna be there's gonna be people doing it for the easy clicks, the easy views, the easy money. That's always how it is. There's always gonna be people that clickbait you. You shouldn't believe them. But at the same time, you should also remain skeptical. Now, I'm not a big fan of exaggeration, and I really am not a big fan of when the video game community does it, and they do it a lot. They've been doing it more often, and it's gotten incredibly annoying. Like, can we please stop acting like every modern game that isn't great is awful or just straight up bad? Can we please stop doing that? It's so annoying. There's a lot of actually good modern games out there. Not every game from back in the day was great. I think people forget that a lot of games from back in the day were just either okay or just meh, and there were very few actually great, like straight up great games. There were good games. There were a good amount of good games. I'm not saying there weren't, but there were also a lot of bad games too. A good amount of bad games. And of course, a good amount of mediocre and disappointing games as well. Back like 10 plus years ago, or 15 plus years ago. That's just how I feel. But I would love it if the video game community would stop exaggerating and making it seem as though every game that comes out is, well, awful. Every game that's not good, I mean, is just awful. It's so annoying. It's like, guys, please stop it. It's just so annoying, and it's just, it's ridiculous. It's dogpiling at this point. It's, yeah. I'm not saying that I'm necessarily above all of this myself, but I'd rather not. So, yeah. I'd rather not participate in the dogpiling, which I won't and haven't. It's disgraceful and it's ridiculous, and it makes the video game community look really bad on the surface, in my opinion. It doesn't make them look as welcoming when they truly are half the time, but they can just be so overbearing sometimes. At least that's how I feel, but yeah. My point is that gaming is not dead. A lot of people that say it are freaking wrong. It's pretty obvious that they're wrong. There's still a good amount of actually good games out there, be they AAA or indie, it doesn't matter, or somewhere in the middle, right? And let's not forget that game devs are people too. They have lives, they have families, they have to put food on the table, they have to provide for themselves, and so on and so forth. Let's not dogpile on them all the time and make everyone out to be a bad person. Let's not act like they themselves aren't fans of video games, or they themselves don't actually care about the games that they make, because they clearly do, or care about their fans even. Sure, not every game developer is a good dude, but that doesn't necessarily mean every game developer is an awful person either. So, yeah. But yeah, that's just how I feel of the matter. So yeah. But yeah, gaming ain't dead. It's really not. It's thriving better than ever, and I really would like it if this narrative would please stop. It's annoying, and it just makes the video game community look really dumb. It does. It makes them look dumb, and it makes them look disgraceful, in my opinion. That's just how I see it, though. If you see it, and maybe you do see it differently, then please do so in the comment section. And yeah, that's about it for me. If you like this video, then yeah, then yeah. Then please say so in the comment section. If you disagree with me, again, say so in the comment section. If you have any frustrations with the video game community, or really anything that's been going on lately, or if you do or don't think modern gaming is dead, then please say so in the comment section. Also, please don't forget to check all of my social media and all the other important stuff in the description. It's very important. Please don't forget that. Yeah. Also, if you want more of me, then please, well, you know what to do. I don't need to walk your hand. Sorry. I don't need to hold your hand through the process. This has been the Real King. Please have a nice day. King out.